Dealership inventory is starting to stack up. And just for funsies,
probably like 40% of the cars.
40% of the cars you have to jump off. Oh, that car just bottomed out. Inventory at auctions, down. Repos, up. And today I'm going to show you what a dealer actually pays for a Tacoma like this one. What is that? Got bids coming in now. Car lots like mine are filling up all across the country. Are the tires sticking out enough for you? And even though prices are coming down, especially on the wholesale level, dealers are still paying way too much for their vehicles. Rolling out, but we're all the way up to 20 grand again. Later in this video, I'm going to tell you where I think the car market is going. And I'll show you what I'm doing here at my car lot to prepare for it. All right, we check this out. I always like to look at these big Super Duty trucks while we're looking. It's a F-250 XLT. We got some lift, we got some tires. Tires actually are worn down pretty significantly. We're trying to start out at $30,000, no bids. Dropped it down to 27. There's Alex. Dropped down 26,000, no bids. But it's a 2017. It's got 119,000 miles. There you go. Outside body looks pretty good. Down to 25,000, still no bids. All right, we dropped it down to $19,000. They're rolling it out. No rust, no rust. That's what I like to see. But overall, looks pretty good. Definitely will need tires though. Not actually sure if they've got a bid or not yet. All right, inside. Oh, outside definitely looks way better than the inside. That's rough. Rough is what I'm trying to say, but it is nasty, nasty, nasty. Definitely has been worked in. But there you go. We'll check this out and see what it brings. 19,000 phone call. All right, they had a bid and it was at $19,000 and they put it on an if bid. Probably not getting done if they're trying to start it out at 30 grand. All right, and for those of you that don't know, a phone call or an if bid is when, oh, car coming out. Gotta watch out. Lost my train of thought. A phone call or an if bid is when oh, that car just bottomed out. Wow. It's low. Woo. I don't know if you heard that. That was loud. So if you can't tell, a lot going on at the auction all at one time. That thing's low, isn't it? I will finish this statement. Phone call or an if bid means that the amount of money brought in lane that the bidders went up to did not meet the reserve or the minimum price that a seller is willing to take, and they will actually negotiate after the auction's done to try to meet somewhere in the middle, but they can't get it done in lane at this moment, so they try to basically make a phone call after the auction and try to get the deal done. All right, here we go. Always like to check these out when I see them. There you go, you got a Scat Pack. It's a 2021, it's got 31,000 miles on it. All right, here we go, here's the Scat Pack. Trying to start at 23,000. There's a 392. Looks like this panel, this is definitely not lining up. There's a gap there, so I don't know if it's been hit in that particular area, but just keep that in mind whenever we're checking the price on this. Dropped it down to 21,000. But other than that, the outside body looks good. It doesn't look like it's been painted on that other side, but it's definitely not lining up. So you can actually see it if you look down that line. You can see where that front panel is actually sticking out. All right, inside is could use a vacuum, but it's not torn up. Actually, it is missing that panel that goes over the top of that. So there you go. Overall, not in terrible shape. Two issues with it, or that panel sticking out, and then that cover where the gear shifter is. Oh, actually, all the way up to $23,000 already, and they put on a phone call. I think there's only one bid, $23,000, and put it on if bid. So this guy, he actually helps get all of these cars through the auction. So what's your job when you're going out there to the lot? What are you looking for?
We go to the dealer, we pick up the keys, and then we're trying to find the cars around the lot, and then we just deliver them to the auction, and that's it.
There's a loud truck went behind us. So when you're here at the auction and you're out there, what kind of things do you have to make sure are running well? Or, I mean, a situation like this where the car just neutrals out, you got to push it through. What other kind of situations are you having to deal with?
Well, sometimes they're out of gas, sometimes transmission is bad, sometimes just reverse is working, so different types of cars, different problems.
How many cars do you feel like you have to jump off every auction?
Probably like 40% of the cars.
40% of the cars you have to jump off. And here's a repo that's going through the auction right now. They just announced that it's salvage, which is pretty obvious because about 20% of the car is not there. And this is a 2014. It's got 176,000 miles. It's at $600. Auctioneer just said $600 for the whole car, but you know what? It's not actually the whole car. It's up to $800. It only brought $800, and they just said no, can't sell it for that. Just to show you on that Charger that just went out, dealers don't want that kind of stuff. It brought almost no money, and still there was no dealers that even wanted to raise their hand on it, so they didn't sell it. It's a repo. It looks nasty. It hasn't been taken care of. It's missing parts of the car. Dealers don't want that. They don't even want to spend the time, the energy that it's going to take to get that car back to where they can actually sell it. Here's a good one for us to check. It's a 2011 Acura RDX, and it's got 140,000 miles. Trying to start at 7,500, dropped it down to 5,000. We got bids coming in now. Outside body looks okay. Probably going to need some tires in the near future. But overall outside looks pretty good. Up to 5,500. Up to 6,000. It's going to roll out, but we're still going to be bidding on it. All right, inside. Actually pretty clean. That's rare for auctions for the most part, but this one looks like it's been cleaned up, taken care of. Up to 6,200. 63, 64, 65. Got up to $6,600 and they sold it. So I talk a lot on my channel about saving money, but how are you really supposed to do that when you're paying inflated prices for things like gas and groceries? But now, thanks to this 2023 money back hack, you can actually get cash back from them with Upside. Upside is an incredible app for anyone who buys gas, groceries, or dines out. With Upside, you can get cash back with every purchase. To get started, download the free Upside app, use my promo code CARQUESTIONS, and you'll get 25 cents back of every gallon on your first tank of gas. Next, claim an offer for whatever you're buying on Upside, then pay as usual with a credit or a debit card, follow the steps in the app, and then get paid. In comparison to credit card cash back or loyalty programs, you can actually get 3 times more cash back with Upside. You can cash out at any time to your bank account, PayPal, or even get a gift card to somewhere like Amazon. And for me here at my car lot, it's very important that we get cash back on every gas purchase we make. We have a lot of cars and we use a lot of gas. So download the free Upside app and use code CARQUESTIONS to get 25 cents off every gallon of your first tank of gas. So on this Acura, I actually just noticed this. I don't know if you can see down in there, but bolts are actually rusty. I don't want to have to crawl under it, but you can see a little bit of crust down there too. There's Alex. Hello. Yep. But when you look at that kind of stuff, you can actually see if the car's been in some kind of rusty environment. So it's quite possible it's been up north. A lot of times you can see on the bottom of the door panels, I don't see it bad, but you're at least seeing the start of some rust. So just little things like that when we're checking out these cars, we have to pay attention to, because we have to put these kind of these clues together to make a story about this car, and then we decide if we want to buy it or not based off these clues. There we go. Actually, very rarely see something like this at auction. It's a 2017 GX 460. It's got 117,000 miles. All right, here's the Lexus. It immediately started at $16,000, so we got bids coming in. Outside body looks great. Oh, there's a problem. Navigation screen does not work. Up to $17,000 already. The auctioneer just said we probably started short to begin with, so he's going to run it forever. All the way up to $18,000 now. Outside body though, overall this thing's been taken care of. Looks good, looks good. Already up to $19,000. Rolling out, but we're all the way up to 20 grand again. All right, inside. A little dirty, not too bad. Seats are not worn down at all. I don't see any rips. Even the little, oftentimes you'll have this leather that actually gets really cracked, and a lot of times you'll see rips and stuff in that, but that's even been taken care of. So this is overall very, very nice car. So I want to see, very curious to see what this brings. 20,400. It's rolled out, but they're still going to be bidding on it. Up to $21,000, and they put it on a phone call, put on an if bid. All right, and here's a Tacoma. Anytime I see a Tacoma Tacoma out here. I always want to show it, but this one in particular is going to be able to see how crazy the prices are because it's got 216,000 miles, and it's just the little extended cab is not a full 4 doors. So this is going to be a good gauge to see how crazy the Tacoma market is and how much these dealers will actually pay, because the outside body of it looks great, and you saw the stickers saying the year on the front. That's going to show that it's actually been on a dealer's lot. So this one should be pretty detailed up and ready to go. Yep, very, very clean. Looks good on the inside. So this is going to bring crazy money, even with 216,000 miles. So, all right, I about missed that Tacoma. It's going out. It's up to $9,300. Oh, it brought $9,300 and brought a phone call. Sorry, I missed that. I started running my mouth, guys. But there it goes out, and it brought $9,300, and they put it on a phone call, put it on IFBID. So this is a 1984 Camaro. It says it's only got 89,000 miles. I don't believe that at all. It probably only has 5 digits on the speedometer, the odometer. So we'll let's go look at that, because I bet it's over 100,000. Here's our Camaro. Yep. It's only got 5 digits, so it's showing 89,000 miles, but it's probably 189,000 or 289,000. You got money. It's $3,000 right now. Oh, it's jumping. There we go. Outside, as you see, the paint job is actually pretty good. I don't know, this is not my type of thing. I know this is going to be somebody else's type of thing that's watching this video, so I'm just going to show you what it looks like, and then you can make your own mind up. Up to $3,500. We're up to $3,800. Front seats have been redone, because you can see the back cloth. This is leather, faux leather, whatever you want to call it. Pretty rough, but somebody's going to appreciate me showing this, and you better put it in the comments when you appreciate me showing this. So we'll go inside and check, and I'll show you what it brings. Up to $4,000. Still on the Camaro. This went off already. Up to $4,200 on the Camaro. Got $4,200. They put it on a phone call. So we had 6 cars that we checked out for you to see go through the lanes, and I have to double check the footage, but I believe only one of them actually sold in lane, and the rest of them were put on an IFBID, or they just flat out no sold them in the lane. And what's interesting to me is, I don't know if you could see from the footage that I just showed you, there were a ton of dealers here, way more than usual. But even though that there were that many dealers here at this auction, the prices still weren't going up, and these sellers were still reluctant to sell. And this is a point that we have to break through right now in the car market for prices to come down in a meaningful way. Is these sellers are still holding on for higher prices. They're still being very stubborn, and they're not recognizing the change that's going on in the market. And as these wholesale prices are going down, there'll be no sell, and then eventually these sellers will start saying, you know what, it's not going to bring any more money, so we're just going to sell it. And until we get to that point where these sellers have just this snap moment where they realize, okay, we're just not holding on to this inventory anymore, prices aren't going up anymore, then prices can't move down in any kind of meaningful way. And I'm ready for that, and we're seeing these prices come down, which is a good thing. And seeing no sales come through the market is a good thing too. It's very frustrating for dealers, especially those that want to actually load up with these cars right now, which I am one of those people that are that thing. I want to buy cars right now, and when sellers don't want to sell them for what they're bringing in the auction, it's very, very, very frustrating. And it will continue, I believe, to be very, very frustrating for me, for other dealers, until these sellers just realize what's actually going on in the market. So I'm ready for that time. So now, where do I think the car market is going? It's no secret that prices have been way too high for way too long. But now what we're starting to see at these used car dealer auctions is that wholesale prices are absolutely getting hammered. And I mean, you can see behind me that I have a lot more cars than what I've been having. That's because we're able to actually go in and buy cheaper right now. And what's really happening is a lot of these dealers, they've gotten overexposed, and they paid too much for cars over the last few years, and they got got used to that. And now sales have started to dry up. People have less money. The demand for these used vehicles is going down and down and down and down. And now what that's doing to a lot of these used car dealers is they're used to paying these crazy high prices. The prices drop a little bit. They think they're actually getting deals, but they're still really overpaying, even though they don't know that they are. So they're loading up on these vehicles that they bought a month, 2 months ago. And now, because the market has moved down so quickly, they have lots full of vehicles that they can't sell at the moment. And that means that a lot of their availability, their credit availability, it's now sucked up into these cars that they have sitting on their lot that they pay too much for and they can't sell. So now they're not going to the auction because they have either no money to spend or they have no more space on their lot. So when they see that sales are just slowly trickling in, they're not going to go to the auction and buy more cars. So that allows a dealer like me and other dealers that are actually in a good position right now to go in and get some good deals. And then what can we do? We can bring these cars to our lots. We can mark them for cheaper than our competitors. And customers, there's still some customers out there that are buying. They're going to buy cheaper cars from dealers like us, dealers that are doing similar things to us and moving with the market. And the dealers that are not moving with the market, they're stuck with a lot of these cars. And that's what's pushing these prices down at auction right now. And that's why you're starting to see on the retail side too, prices going down. But from here, what's going to happen is still this slow trend down as dealers start to move more with the market. But tax time is right around the corner. And what does that do for used car prices? It sends them to the moon. So we're going to have this blip just like we had last year. You can see where the wholesale prices go down throughout the fall and they bottom out around December, January. We're going to have that same thing happen this year. Prices are going to bottom out somewhere around the middle of January, and then dealers are going to start to try to load up again. And then when you hit the midst of tax time, this is for used cars and specifically cars that are about $15,000 and under. But when you hit that middle of February, March, that's when you're going to start seeing these prices start to spike. They're going to spike on the wholesale level. They're going to spike on the retail level. And you just have to wait through all this if you're going to wait that long to actually buy a vehicle, because dealers will sell some cars during tax time and then they'll rush to the auction. Happens every single year. And I know a lot of you have said, well, you know what, there's not going to be any tax money out there this year because people are going to get their tax refunds and they got to pay their bills with it. They got to pay for all these, everything that inflation has made go up. But I'll tell you that, you know what, when people who don't have money get money, a lot of times they're not thinking about their bills. They want to spend that money as quick as possible. They're not thinking about long term. So yes, people will still go out and buy cars even though they shouldn't. They're going to get that tax refund check and they're going to spend it just as quickly as they get it. So yes, tax time will still be good. Cars will still sell. And you can check back with me in a few months if you disagree with me, because you'll see that all these cars that are behind me on this lot, they're going to be gone. Happens every year. So now, what am I doing in anticipation of all this in my car lot? Well, you can see if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time over the last few weeks, we've been adding more and more and more inventory, and that's going to be what we do from here until tax time. I think right now we have about 100 cars, say maybe 90 cars, somewhere around that. And I would like to, by the middle of February, have 150, 160 cars. And I try to do this just about every year, and the reason being is because of what I just told you was going to happen in the market. These dealers get stupid. They go and pay too much after they make a few little sales when tax checks start to get here, and they pay way too much money, and that forces all the prices up. So when that happens, me at my dealership, I want to take a vacation from buying cars while all this craziness is happening. So I'm going to take you with me over the next couple months. You're going to see me load up. I'll show you our storage lot. I'll show you all these cars that we're buying. I'll show you the prices that we're getting them for. I'll show you what we're trying to sell them for. And I'll take you through tax time and show you that we're selling this ridiculous amount of cars in about a 2 to 3 week span. We'll move just about all the cars that we have. And I'm going to show you all this. So make sure you're subscribed, because I'm going to show you what's happening every step of the way. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, and come along on this journey with us. And today I'm going to show you what angle's wrong. Angle's bad. I'm thinking. I think we're trying to fit in another subscribe here, but I'm not sure. Oh, car coming out. Gotta watch out. Lost my train of thought. A phone call. Oh, that car just bottomed out. Wow, wow, wow. It's low. It's low. Woo. I don't know if you heard that. That was loud. % of the cars you have to jump off. And you're too tall to be interviewed by me, so we're going to walk this way. All right, how are we going to end this?